Good morning, students. Welcome. I welcome all the class 8 students for the continuation of the chapter that we had already started. My dear students, you might have been remembering that we had started the chapter ruling the countryside. And I do hope that you also might have been remembering that we have read after the establishment of government in India, not the whole India, especially they first started to establish their rule in Bengal Presidency. If I see the word Bengal Presidency, it might be clear to all of you what does the Bengal Presidency mean and which area we are under the Bengal Presidency. In the Bengal Presidency, recalling it, what we included today's Bangladesh, West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha. Actually, not the complete Odisha that we are seeing today. Some part of Assam were also there, which were connecting to the Bangladesh and Assam. These areas were called the Bengal Presidency. While establishing their role in Bengal Presidency, first they did not try to go for direct administration. So from 1765 to 1772, do you remember which period? The period from 1765 to 1772. This was the period of dual government in Bengal. The period of dual government in Bengal, dual means two. It means in Bengal there were the two government were there. One was the government of East India Company, and another one it was the government of the Nawab of Bengal. What happened in the dual system that we have discussed? We need not to discuss it again. To increase the land revenue, the British East India Company, we don't say the British government because British government would be starting only after 1858. But from 1772 or 73 to this period, it was the East India Company at the director. To increase the land revenue or increase the source of income, they have introduced the land revenue policy. There were three types of land revenue policy. And which were the three types of land revenue policy? If you remember it was one, the permanent settlement that we have discussed. Permanent settlement was introduced in the Bengal Presidency. Other than this, there were two another land revenue policy. One was and Maharwari system and Raiyatwari system. We have discussed the Maharwari permanent settlement. We will discuss the another two types of settlement. What are the another two types of settlement? settlements. The second type of settlement is the Mahalwadi system. Mahal, or we say Mahal, it was related to a small unit, a village. If we compare it from the today's, it might be a single village or group of villages, few villages, but it was not the bigger one. We know that in each village there used to be a headman, that we say Mukhiyaji. This headman and Mukhiyaji had the influence in their village. Prabhav hota tha. And they were deciding all the small dispute and other policies of the village. That it is known to us. It was introduced first in 1822. It was introduced by Hall Mackenzie. Who introduced it? It was introduced by Hall Mackenzie in 1822. But in initial stage, because they have learned something from the permanent settlement. In permanent settlement, the land revenue was fixed, it could not be increased. Earlier, no doubt, it gave the benefit to the East India Company. Earlier, it gave the benefit to East India Company. How? Because the East India Company was getting the maximum possible rent at that time, which was not being collected by the East India Company at that time. Initially, they were in the benefit, but later on, when the deforestation took place, they started clearing the forest, and forest land were brought under the cultivation. When the forest land were brought under the cultivation, then the production increased. By the time population was also increasing, so demand of food grains increased, and demand for food grains increased. It means the prices increased. Who were benefited? The most benefited persons were the middlemen, these jamindars. Why the East India Company was not benefited? Because East India Company was supposed to give only the fixed amount to them. They were getting only the fixed amount, not the base of increasing. So, while devising this policy, Hall Mackenzie told that the land revenue would not be fixed. It may be devised after a gap of 30 years. And instead of becoming a big jamindari systems that we have seen in the permanent settlement, he taken a small unit. उसमें क्या problem देखा था हमने? We have seen the problem that one, if the jamindars were not able to pay the revenue that was assigned to them, then their jamindari was confiscated and sold to another jamindars. It was taking time, and also the loss of money. So taking all these things in view, they told that instead of the big unit, we have to take the small unit. And small unit क्या था उसने कहा कि गांव का ले लेते हैं. In this village, the land was assessed by the collectors. Land was assessed by the collectors. Judge किया गया. What type of land is there? Type is productivity of the land, average production they took it. And after this one, it was devised that how much land revenue is to be collected from a particular mahal. कहाँ से लिया गया? कितना लिया गया? It means the whole village were made responsible for the providing the land revenue, and headman was made responsible to collect it and just give it to the ईस्ट इंडिया। थोड़ा सा इसमें आपस में चल सकता था क्योंकि विलेज को एक यूनिट मान लिया गया। इफ योर फार्मर्स फेल might be possible there other farmers were helping them granting the help। ये possible था, which was we are not seeing that possibility in the case of zamindari system, but here it was possibility, but it is negligibility because the whole village was made responsible। The headman is good, it means they could manage these things। चलो आज उसका कम हो गया है तो उससे मैनेज करके दे दिया, next time we will take it। But in the early stage the land revenue was very high। In 1822 it means at that time Warren Hastings was the Governor General, Hastings was the Governor General। After that William Bentinck became the Governor General and he made a little bit change। The policy was devised in policy। William Bentinck devised the policy in 1833 and this one 66% was fixed as the land revenue। It means 2/3, 66% was fixed as the land revenue, it was the 2/3। It was very high at that time and farmers were not able to pay off the rent, so they had to take the loan from the zamindars and their lands were confiscated and taken by the landlords। Later on, because it was devised and revised periodically, so it was reduced and came to down to the 50%। कम होके कहाँ पे आया? ये 50% पे आया। Still it was very high। Why the East India Company trying to extract the maximum? Because they wanted to extract the maximum to get the maximum benefit। They were also told to pay in the cash, from where the farmers will pay the cash। It means they had to sell their produce, and obviously market was monopolized by the East India Company, so they were selling it to the East India Company and they were selling at the low prices, and the money that they have got it was used to purchase the Indian cotton and silk and exporting it to the Britain। So they had introduced, in which area it was introduced? We can say it's the Gangetic Plain ABC। यूपी देख रहे हैं, यूपी में अवध मीन्स इलाहाबाद उसका इलाका। इसका मतलब it also contain a little bit part of the Madhya Pradesh also, means UP। Then if we go again the west to the Punjab and it took to the Punjab of Pakistan also। It means this area is northern part, central part, means कि मध्य प्रदेश का थोड़ा सा हिस्सा काट लिया गया। It means it was introduced in this area, which one? The Mahalwari system। Now we have go for the third system। The third system of land revenue, it was a Raiyatwadi system। Raiyatwadi system। Raiyat is the Hindi word, it means peers, means directly to the farmers। In South India there is no any existence of zamindari system। In North India there was the old zamindars, we have told you the zamindari system was existing, But in South India, the Jamindari system was not existing. Since the Jamindari system was not existing, then what could happen? So they took it. Actually, it was introduced by, not practiced by, Alexander Reed, Captain Alexander Reed. Alexander Reed. In the provinces just near to the Madras, that we say to Chennai, in this system, instead of taking the Jamindar, instead of taking the village as a unit, he took the peasants as a unit. He made peasant as the responsible, and then this policy was introduced by Thomas Munro. In 1820. It was introduced by Thomas Munro in 1820. Later on, when it was devised in 1820, instead of taking the whole village as a unit, he told that why we should not take as the peasants. So the land of each peasant was devised, measured, assessed their productivity, and the land revenue was fixed. It means it was a direct relation, there was no intermediate. Because in two systems we have got it. Basically, mostly in the permanent settlement. What happening in the permanent settlement? In the case of permanent settlement, the revenue is the Jamindars were trying to extract the maximum from the farmers. So condition of farmers were very miserable. If we take the examples of the Mahalwari system, in the Mahalwari system also, in the same case, the headman was made the responsible. And I had told you, if the headman is the kind and good enough, they could manage. If they are not kind and good enough, then what would happen? They would try to extract the maximum possible. In both the cases, we find that who were the more sufferer, the most sufferer were the peasants. In this case, the settlement was made directly to the peasants, and land revenue was assessed. What the land revenue was assessed? It was divided into two categories. In two categories, it was, if it is the irrigated land, then the land revenue was 60%, and if unirrigated land, then land revenue was 50%. Irrigated land revenue was 60%. If it is unirrigated land, सिंचाई की व्यवस्था नहीं है, then it was the 50%. In all the three categories, the land revenue system that we have seen it, we have gone through it, we find the land revenue was very high. If the land revenue was very high, and in each case we find that the farmers were not able to pay the land, then what happened? In most cases, the farmers left the cultivation, and they left the cultivation and they went to the cities. They started living the village areas. न गांव में रहेंगे, न एग्रीकल्चर करेंगे, और न एग्रीकल्चर करेंगे तो हमको नहीं देना पड़ेगा. In the Rayatwari system, which was the Madras presidency, It was introduced in the Madras Presidency, and if the word comes for Madras Presidency, what comes? It comes of total Tamil Nadu. Pura Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, then some parts of Kerala, and also some part of Karnataka. Kerala and Karnataka. Which part of the Karnataka? Southern eastern part of the southeast part of the Karnataka. It means if we draw it, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, then we have the Karnataka, and we have the Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. It means it was consisting of Telangana. We also take it this one part, a little bit part, a little bit. It means it was the Madras Presidency. It was the Madras Presidency that we have got it. It had got the Madras Presidency, which area were coming in the Madras Presidency, that we have got it the Madras Presidency. Is it clear? Now, in all the cases that we have got it, who were in the problem, the most problem people were the teachers, they started. They are taking the high level rent in all the cases. If we take the permanent settlement, the land revenue was extremely high. If we take the example of Mahalwari system, earlier it was very high, later on it was reduced to 66%, means 2/3. Then if we see the Mahalwari system, it was still high. The irrigated area means it goes up to the 60%. And unirrigated area, it was the 50%. It means most part were taken by the British. Was this the end? No. In agriculture, this was not end. There are many other policies also. We know that in England, industrial revolution had taken place. Due to the industrial revolutions, the villagers migrated to the cities. When the villagers migrated to the cities, it means they left the agricultural activities. And population in the township increased. शहर में population बढ़ गया. They required the food. And since it is not being cultivated in the England itself, then they require it to be done from their colony itself. In industrial revolutions, two industries were very much important. One was the cotton industries, another one was the iron and steel industries. Iron and steel industries is considered as the backbone of the industrial development. Cotton industry, they require the raw materials. So British emphasized the production of those goods that they require. What they require? Just for example, they required wheat. Why they require the wheat? They require wheat to feed the urban population of England. शहर के लोगों को खिलाने के लिए they require the wheat. इसका productions they found it out. They were started cultivation in the area of Punjab. Don't say Punjab जो हमारे पास है. 2/3 Punjab is in the Pakistan. ये पंजाब वाला इलाका, this most fertile area. They have selected it for the wheat cultivation. Wheat क्यों चाहिए? पता चल गया. Then they selected the cotton. Cotton, Maharashtra is the black soil. They selected the cotton. And why they required the cotton? they required cotton to meet the industrial demand. वहाँ की इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए raw cotton चाहिए था. That's why they had taken the raw cotton. Was this it? No. Further, they required the jute. You will read in the higher classes. Jute. For this one, they took the Bengal. Means not the West Bengal only. It means Bengal and Bangladesh. It provides the ideal conditions for the growing of the jute. Then they also needed the sugar cane. For this one, they took the area of Uttar Pradesh. उत्तर प्रदेश का एरिया था. These requires, क्या इसके अलावा भी था? Yes, the two important crops for this. One was opium. ये parts of मध्य प्रदेश थोड़ा सा लिया गया था. And indigo, first Bengal, and then Bihar. What is the opium? Opium is the type of plant whose the latex of the fruit was used to prepare the medicine in China. Latex of the fruit थोड़ा सा गोला टाइप का ऊपर निकलता है, रेड फ्लावर्स होती है कटिंग करके. But if it is taken in the excess amount, then it is altering the brain. It means we can say it is the intoxicating substance. If you see the film, it is said that वो जो चरस लेके आता है, ओपियम अफीम लेके आता है, वो चरस तो पाउडर टाइप का होता है. It is made from this opium. It is intoxicating. वो ओपियम से तैयार होता है. So they were producing and started selling into the China. China में पहले ये काम पुर्तगीज करते थे. Now it was started by the British also. And when the British started it, they started earning more. ये जो पैसा है, उस पैसे से they started purchasing the things from the China and taking it to the European market because it has the great demand. Chinese silk, porcelain जिसको बोलते हैं China clay, चीनी मिट्टी का बर्तन, it has the great demand. It also taking the tea from the China. All these things had the great demand. So money that they were earning by profit from these commodities, by selling the opium, they were purchasing these commodities. They also introduced the tea in the tea. For this one, they have selected Assam. For tea, they have selected the Assam. अब देखो, यहाँ से ओपियम ले गया वहाँ, वहाँ से टी लेके आया यहाँ, दोनों जगह से प्रॉफिट कमाना शुरू कर दिया. अब प्रॉफिट किसके पास? आज भी everyone has the habit of taking the tea in the morning. They are not taking the tea. They say that आज का दिन मेरा ठीक नहीं चल रहा है, खराब चल रहा है. It means everyone is addicted to take the tea. So these crops were indigo. Why the indigo requires? Actually, indigo provides the rich blue color to the clothes. Rich blue color to the clothes. And in previous video I have told you, if you purchase the new shirt and new cloth, new uniform, their glaze, and after the few months their glaze differ. Originally in the new one it gives the glazing, and the glazing of the clothes make us to purchase it. You can see So we will discuss in this chapter later on about the indigo. मोतिहारी में सुना होगा, महात्मा गांधी बापूजी had started the first political movement in India from the Motihari itself, that is due to the against the cultivation of indigo. So we have got the wheat. Why they require the wheat? They require the wheat to feed the urban population, cotton to meet the industrial demand, then jute for the packaging purpose they require it, sugar cane also processing it, converting into the sugar and selling it into the market, and the opium simply selling it to the China. In the history we read there are opium war also there. Means कि ओपियम के ट्रेड को लेके फर्स्ट तो ब्रिटिश और चाइना में लड़ाई हुआ, 2 बार लड़ी गई थी, और दूसरी बार में ब्रिटिश के साथ फ्रांस भी मिल गया और अगेंस्ट द चाइना हैज नो एनी ऑप्शंस, दे हैव टू साइन अ ट्रीटी एंड ओपन द पोर्ट फॉर द ट्रेडिंग ऑफ opium in the China. Yes, at last they were given the right to impose a little bit tax on it. So we have got how the British East India Company trying to manipulate the colony for their own benefit, not for the benefit of the colonial peoples, but the benefit of the own. In the next video, we will discuss about the indigo, importance of indigo, demand for indigo, and why the people revolted, how the people revolted, and how it has came to an end. Thank you. Till go through this video.